Okay everyone, what is up? We are back. So in this video, the whole goal is to change your BMW from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive. And this is not just going to be done with Xdelete or whatever you've seen before. We are running Xdelete, but the whole goal in this video is I'm going to show you how to truly make your BMW rear-wheel drive. And that's by removing the front axles, performing some modifications to each one of your wheel hubs, removing the half shaft, and removing the front diff. We are not going to be replacing the transmission or the transfer case, and I'm going to go over why it is really not very cost effective to truly convert your all-wheel drive BMW to rear-wheel drive. At the end of the day, you can make it rear-wheel drive, and this is basically the furthest extent I would say you can go before it is truly not cost effective. So with all-wheel drive BMWs, you have a transfer case that then sends power through the transfer case, through an axle, to the front diff, through your axles to your front wheels, right? That transmission mount is specially made, and the unibody of the car is hollowed out to fit the transfer case, okay? So that transmission mount is in a different location than on a rear-wheel drive car, and because of that, the actual unibody of the car is different from the XI to the rear-wheel drive model. Now, not saying you can't make a custom transmission mount, or you could, cut out and weld that section of the unibody, but we're going deep down the rabbit hole. We're gonna get rid of some parasitic loss. I'm sure it's a very small amount. My front diff is on the way out. No point in putting one in when I don't use my front diff, right? What we're gonna do, the plan here is, we're gonna remove the half shaft, the axles, we're gonna modify each one of these front wheel hubs, and we're gonna remove the front diff. Removing the front diff does require dropping your subframe. I'm not going to go over how to drop the subframe. That's another thing. But I will leave a link in the description on how to flash Xdelete on your car, what that does, the perks of doing that. By flashing Xdelete, you're going to want to flash Xdelete if you plan on removing your front axles and doing what I'm about to show you, because that is going to allow your car to drive with no weird warning lights on the dash. If you do this and you go to drive your car, you're going to have some serious problems if you do not purchase the Xdelete license, unless you remove your ABS fuse. If you do all this and you remove your ABS fuse, you will have no problems, except you'll have a Christmas tree of lights, but you will have no traction control, no ABS, but you'll have one hell of a fun time burning the tires off your car. So yeah, by doing this, I think it's worth it. And I'm basically at the point of no return with mods, so this thing is hack, it's hack central. All I do is hack this thing up and just keep really destroying it. So if you are worried about devaluing your car, I would not do this, because this will destroy the value of your car. And at this point, this thing is truly just a clapped out 335. So this is what we're doing. And if you want to do it, well, I'm going to show you how to do it.
That's one baby child. Oh, would you look at that?
A little crispy, yeah. She's a little crispy. She got
it melting, dude.
Yeah.
Damn, not just discoloring.
I should probably cut it a little more, right?
Probably cut it to like there.
Yeah. I don't know, yeah, it's fucked. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. It should not. Oh no.
So that's the howling.
Yeah, the bearings in here are all done. So if you try to turn it, it turns, but it's so hard to turn. Yeah.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
No.
It needs a full rebuild kit.
That should not be me.
It needs a diff.
I don't think you should hear that.
Okay, so we're gonna need something to hold the hub into the bearing, because on the Xdrives, when you change a wheel bearing, the hub that the wheel mounts to is pressed into the bearing. So if we don't have this section here, the wheel could probably potentially fall off or get loose, and we don't
Well,
want
that's
that.
what I think. The bearing would just end up falling
Yeah.
out or something.
Yeah. I don't know how this comes apart, but I know they come apart. It's coming. Wow. Oh. Nice. Well, so what we did by taking apart the CV shafts essentially is we just have basically a dummy spline in there now. So we have our empty, whatever, our empty CV shaft or empty axle stub there. And that way it is still, there's now still something holding the hub to the wheel bearing. Where your half shaft runs, and it runs from there through there all the way to your front diff, which you guys can see my diff is not there. So the skid plate is on right now, but that basically clears up all this room right here. We no longer have any clearance issues. You also remove a pedestal, because there's a pedestal on the oil pan that holds your axle on, and basically you don't need that anymore. That is it. That is all I got. You're not going to be doing irreversible damage to your car by doing this, but you are going to make it easier to work on. And if you do have anything failing up there like my front diff was, so we just got pulled over, a little bit of noise, and I think that apparently we're being inspected for excessive motor vehicle noise, and the cop is going to inspect my car. So we'll see how this goes.